Hello guys, welcome to another SolidWorks video here. In today's video, we have our drawing on the left hand side of the screen, and we want to produce this drawing in 3D. So they gave us half of the cup, and the reason why they gave us, and the way I noticed that they gave us half of the cup is that they divided into two, and the reason why they divided into two is so that they can be able to show us the thickness of the cup. So all these shaded lines here are representing the thickness of the walls and of the handle. So let's get into drawing. They've given us our dimension. They've given us just one view. So we'll take this as our front view. So we'll just click on parts to start up a 3D drawing, wait for that to load. And it has loaded. So I'll click on sketch, then click on sketch again, then click on front plane. Then now my battery is low. Don't worry about that. So what we want to do now is I want to start with a y-axis. That y-axis is going to act as our center of revolution. Don't worry about what that means. Later in the video, I'll explain what it means when we get to use that center of revolution. Sorry, that axis of revolution, not center of revolution. So I'll draw the center line. So that is our y-axis. The center, the y-axis is going to act as our axis of revolution. So now the way we're going to start this drawing is that we're going to start by drawing just half of it. I just want to draw this half of it. Then we'll use something revolve. We'll use a tool named surface revolve or revolve surface to revolve the cup round. So if you have we did a volume of revolution in maths, you should already know what I mean. So you have an axis and then you have like a shape like this, or let's call it you have a shape like this. So imagine you now revolving it around the y-axis. How would it look like? It will form a cup. So let's just continue and see that play out in SolidWorks. So we've drawn our center axis, our axis of revolution. So the way we're going to start it now is we'll start by drawing this. No, we'll draw this. So let's start that. So let's start with the bottom one first, the bottom line. So I'll click on L on my keyboard to start drawing a line. Then I'll just draw out a line that is this long. Then for this one, there's an arc here. This thing is actually an arc. It's actually an arc. So forget about the thickness now. The thickness, we'll do that later in the video. Let's just focus on this arc. So this arc we want to produce now. Before we, above the arc, there's a straight vertical line that's there. So there's a line here. Then it then connects with this arc. Then from that arc, you then have this horizontal line, which we have already drawn. So let's do that. So in order for us to draw that vertical line, we'll draw a construction line. The construction line is basically also called a center line. So I'll just draw a center line from here outwards, make it as longer than this one that's under. Then I want to draw a normal line. So I'll click on L on my keyboard to draw a line that is straight like this. So what we'll just do now is that we'll just start by dimensioning what we have now. So I'll just click on Smart Dimension. Then our dimension start with the bottom. So the bottom here, so the center is what? 28. So here and here are equal. So here and there are symmetrical. So we can just say that one is also 28. So 28. And for the top here is what? 45. There's no need to explain all this. You should already know what I'm doing here and how I'm getting all these dimensions. So I'll just drag this one out. Then the height is now what? 74. The height between these two are 74. Is what? 74. So yeah. And if you click on F, you see that it has passed the line. So I'll click on escape to remove smart dimension, or I'll just click here. Then I want to extend this axis of revolution again. Let me extend it down also. So what is remaining for us to do is to let me reduce this line a bit so I can zoom in. Click on F. It's better like this. So we've drawn this, we've dimension. So what's now the length of this line? So from the drawing, they give us the height from here to the bottom at 65. And if we trace it out like this, we see that they connect. So 74 minus that 65 should give us the height of that vertical line. So let's just do that. Instead of us calculating it, we can just do the calculation in SolidWorks here. So I didn't want to select this point. So I'll click on Smart Dimension, then dimension this. So we'll just press 74 minus 65. And SolidWorks should do that calculation for us. And that's 9. So what's remaining for us to do now is to draw that arc. So to draw the arc, we'll use 3-point arc because it's the easiest to use. So I'll just click on 3-point arc. Then I'll start on this point and click this. I think I clicked somewhere outside. So let me start again. You click on sketch, click on 3-point arc. Make sure it's 3-point arc you're selecting. You click on your first point, your second point, then your third point. Let's just stop somewhere here. Then we want to dimension the radius of the arc. The radius of the arc is what? 155. So I'll click on smart dimension. You click on the arc and press 155 and click on enter. And now we are done. What is now remaining for us now is to revolve this we have drawn now. So let's revolve it now. So to revolve it, you go to surfaces here. If you're not seeing these surfaces, then you need to activate it just like we activated the sheet metal. So you click on any of these other tabs. So once I activate the surfaces tab, so you just click on any of the other tabs that are here. So you just right click on it, then then go to tabs here, then activate it here, activate surfaces, then to then start showing up here. So I'll just click on surfaces because I already have it. Then I'll just click on revolved surface to revolve this surface we want. So now it's telling us to select the axis of revolution. So the axis of revolution is this line I drew here. So once I click it, you'll see the revolved form of what we drew. So I'll just click on it and voila. This is how it looks like when we revolve these lines we drew, not the center line. The center line will never be part of your 3D drawing. You have to use the normal line. So it's only the lines that we revolve, not the center line. So if I reduce the angle, you can even see how it revolved it. Let's say we change it to 45. You can see it revolved it from here. It revolved this line from here down to where it started from. So if I keep increasing the angle like this, keep increasing, you can see that it's going. So if you now change it to 360, that should be one full revolution. So that is going to make it to stop at where it started from. So we'll just accept this and see our beautiful cup. This is how our cup looks like currently. So it's not really thick. The thickness of the cup is actually 2 millimeters. So let's make it thick. So we want to go to surfaces to thicken the drawing. Then we want to use something called thicken. So look for that here, and that is thicken. So I'll just click on thicken, just click on it. Then now it's telling us to select the surface we want to thicken. So I'll click on this place, click on any surface of the cup. Then now it's telling us, do you want to use thicken the inside, the outside, the inner and the outside, the both of them, both inner side and outside, or do you want to thicken only the outside? So it's the inside we want because they told us in our drawing that it is 2 millimeters shell inward. So then we'll just click the first one for inside. Then now they want to add the thickness as 2 millimeters. So we'll just click on enter, and that is 2 millimeters. Then we'll click on the green check mark to accept that, and voila, we've made our cup very thick. We've made our cup thick. It has a 2 millimeters thickness now. So now let's proceed. The next thing you want to do is that we want to draw the handle of the cup. Make sure that you're in your front view. The way you check if you're in your front view is by just clicking on the Z here to align the front view for you. So now the next thing you want to do is that I want to draw the handle of the cup. So let me describe the handle. So the handle, we first have a straight line like this. This is a straight horizontal line. Then we have this arc that is here. Then we have this slant line. So there are 3 different things we're going to do now. So I'm going to draw now. So I'll just click on the front plane, then I'll sketch on the front plane again to start drawing. So if I press L on my keyboard, that should bring out line. Then I'll then click on here, then I'll extend the line up to this level. So I started from the surface. Take note about it. I started from the surface, the outer surface of the cup. Make sure you start there. Then let me rotate it and see. You can see where I started from, the surface of the cup. I didn't just start from anywhere. So let's even zoom in to check where I started from. See, I started from the outside part of the cup. Make sure you start from there also. So let's now draw the horizontal line. So the horizontal line is here, and the horizontal line is 65 millimeters from the bottom. So we can just start from this same point, because this line that is up here in the top part of the cup is actually 65 millimeters from the base. So just to check that, you just check it like this. Just use smart dimension to verify that. So if I click here, and click here. That should be 65 millimeters. Correct, right? So we can just draw that line. So I'll just press on line on my keyboard, then I'll trace out the line starting from this point of the cup. Just trace it out like this. Then what's remaining for us to do is to draw the arc. To draw the arc, we use 3 center point arc, 3-point arc as usual. So I'll just start from anywhere on the line, not the end of the line. I'll just start from anywhere on this line. Then I'll draw it and stop on anywhere on this line also. Then I'll just draw it out like this. Then now, another thing we want to do is that we want to make this line and the arc a tangent. So you do that by pressing Ctrl on keyboard. While pressing Ctrl, select the line. While still pressing on Ctrl, select the arc. Then make them a tangent to each other. So accept that. Then you do the same thing for the arc and the horizontal one also. While pressing Ctrl, select the arc. While pressing Ctrl, select the line. Then make that tangent relationship. Now we've made that tangent relationship, and now the arc has moved inside. So let's just Ctrl Z. Then first of all, we'll dimension it. But before we start dimensioning, let us trim out those parts we don't want. So we'll use trim entities. Then we'll cut here and cut here. Then accept that. Then let's start dimensioning it before we then make that one a tangent. So the height of the line from this point to this point is what? 11. From diagram you should see that 11, and the angle angle between this line and the base of the cup is what? 47. So I'll just do that. Then the radius of the arc is what? Is 15. So let's do that also. Click on enter. Then the height, there's no need to do that, it's already aligned. So just click there. So I want to zoom in here and see if okay, these 2 points are connected. So the line and the arc are connected. So I don't think there's a need to create a tangent relationship for that. So right now we are done dimensioning it. So we have dimensioned the 65. There was no need to do that one. 47, 11, and 15. So we're done dimensioning the handle of the cup. So right now we can make the handle of the cup now. So to do that, you go to surfaces, then you use sweep surface. We're not using a revolve because we don't want to revolve the handle. Rather, we want to sweep out the handle. So the way sweep works is just like I've already selected surface sweep already. I've selected it, but let me explain how it works. So the way it works is like, imagine drawing a coil. Imagine adding a coil or a spring or whatever, like a coil around this rope. Just keep coiling it and coiling it and coiling it around this line now. Around this line. Yes, that is what sweep surface does. That's coil there is the sweep. So let me just do it so you can see it. So I'll click on circular profile here. Then I'm telling us to select the line. So I'll select this line. See the way sweep surface work. It will sweep out a surface around the line. Yeah. So the thickness, let's make it 7. They didn't really specify the thickness of the handle, but let me just choose 7 as the thickness. You might put any one you want, but they didn't specify the thickness of the handle, so I'll just use 7 millimeters. I'll use 7 millimeters. Then I will click on OK. There's nothing else. Just click on OK. And voila. That's the handle of the cup. But now notice something. Notice something at the bottom of the handle. There's a cut there. There's a hole. It's meant to go all the way through. And now notice another thing. Inside the cup enters inside. The handle of the cup enters inside the cup. Normally, in your normal cup, you used to see a handle inside. No. You don't see that the handle passes inside and go inside. No. That would be weird, right? So let's fix those two. So to fix this one, we'll just extend it using something called the extend surface. So that is here in surfaces. So you just go to surface, then extend this handle, this part of the handle. So I'll just click on it. Then yeah, want to extend it this far. So want it to go inside. Yeah, as you can see, it already goes all the way inside. So we can stop here. So that's how we want it to be. So I'll just click on OK. You see coming out a bit, a very tiny fraction. So we'll go back to here, then edit it. Click on the surface extend one. Now edit feature. Let's just increase the length to maybe 20 is too much. 20 is too much. Let's do like let's just make it like 14. 14 is also too much. Let's do 12. 12 brings it out a bit. So let's do maybe 11.5, or rather just 11. 11. Yeah, 11 works. The handle of the cup enters inside. See, here it enters inside. So let's click on the green check mark to accept that. I have typed F here. So let's click on the green check mark. And voila, that is the handle of the cup. Beautiful, right? It looks the same way it looks in the diagram. So let's now go back. They didn't really specify the handle of the cup, the thickness of the handle of the cup. Assuming they did, we'll be able to, we'll not even be doing that at all. So let's now continue. The specification they gave in the diagram were incomplete. So now the only issue we have now is the handle of the cup is entering inside. So in order for us to remove that, we'll go back to surfaces, then we'll use something called trim surface. So you click on that. And now it's telling us to select the body that is entering inside, the body that is entering into. So I'll select the cup because it's entering into the cup. As you can see, this is what we want to cut out. So now automatically in your SolidWorks, it will be set to keep selections. But no, we don't want to keep it, we want to cut it. So I'll just click on remove selections. Then select on the part I want to still select, the one I want to select remove. That is this one that is entering inside. So I'll select it. Then now I'll then click on the green check mark and that should be gone. Beautiful. So now we are done with our cup. We are done with our cup. So just to end the video, let us try making the cup maybe golden or something before we end the video. So go to appearances, go to appearance, color, appearances or colors. Then we'll go to metal. Then if we scroll down, we should see gold. Let's make our cup golden. Then I'll just double click on any of these. I like this one, and that is it. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. We can even make the body of the cup smooth. And thank you guys for watching. So see you guys in the next one. We'll be able to produce this cup. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any suggestions.